Okay, I think we're cool. All right, guys. Cool. Guys, if the volume's good, if anybody at home, if they can give me a thumbs up or a like or something there. All right, that was a lot. Thank you. All right, guys. My goal is to get in and out of here. Let's get out of here 20 minutes. Let's fly through this today, all right? So my whole thing with any time we're talking about nutrition, we're talking anything else, is to simplify it, like dumb it down. If you try and make it bigger than it is, you'll last for a week or two and then you quit. So the whole thing is turning everything into a lifestyle. If you can't make it a part of your daily life, why start it, okay? And I think that's what most people do is they say, oh, I'm going to do keto diet because their friend did it and lost 20 pounds. But what they don't see is that friend stops posting when they gain back 30, okay? So like you only see people's highlights on Facebook. You don't see their real life, okay? So you got to remember, like, if you can't put it into a day-to-day, don't put it in the first day. You gave me a great quote. What was that? It's either your day one. Yeah, so it's either your day one or it's one day. All right, so don't make it one day, because everybody says, oh, one day I'll start this, one day I'll do this. No, make it day one. So if you do it that way, again, all you need to do is you got to focus on one step. So what is your step one? All right, and that's what we always want to try and figure out is like, how do we begin? Because most people, when they're starting off anything, again, you're going by Instagram, you're going by Facebook, you're going by what you've seen in a magazine, you're going by all these different things, but like what's real and what can you trust and count on? Was that spicy? We have food samples here and I see eyes watering, and so it's always like, where do I start and where's my basics and where's my whatever? So I always like to try and start with some different ground rules. So to me, try and throw protein into all your meals. So that could be meals, it could be snacks, it could be anything. But any time that you're going to start any type of meal, like make that the foundation of your meal. Go ahead and get some sort of protein of some sort. Now, what a lot of times when people are counting macros, they think they need like 50 grams of protein or they need 100 grams of protein or they need whatever it is. But really, like, just start with 10. Start with 15. Start with something, because you're not going to master it. Now, Margaret, you're part of our meeting. I'm going to turn on a fan. I'm going to start sweating my butt off. But you were part of the meeting that we did on Tuesday. What was everybody's biggest problem? It wasn't hitting carbs. It wasn't hitting their fats.
It's the protein.
It's the protein. Yeah. Kirsten, can you do me a favor? Can you slide that fan out and blow it this way? That'd be awesome. We were trying to leave these doors open and it just turned into a microwave in here real fast.
You know what the problem is, like, you think if you eat a
Thank you. That's awesome. And it's still plugged in? Kill it. Let's go for it. That's plenty.
If you eat a salad, like I used to just eat a salad and not put any protein.
Yeah.
Now
so
that I know,
that's a great example.
Ask for chicken.
So whether it's a snack, whether it's a, oh, I feel so nice having that breeze hit me. Hopefully that doesn't mess up the volume, guys. But whether you're having a snack, whether you're having a salad, whether you're having a meal, whatever it is, like you want to throw something in it. It's very easy. So what can you throw into your salad? Chicken or an eggs, or, you know, there's a lot of different options. But again, people think, oh, I'm eating healthy, I'm just going to eat a salad. But you didn't eat any carbs, which is going to give you energy. You didn't eat any protein, which is going to support your muscle. You're eating bird food, you know, it's or rabbit food. I mean, so it doesn't supply what you need. So that's where you got to break down the basics. So if you just start with protein at each meal, that's going to be your foundation. Okay. So now, whenever you have a plate of food, your T-bone, that's my version of a steak. Looks like a steak, right? Your T-bone is going to take up more room than your potato. Okay. So that's going to be your second one. Is more protein than carbs. All right, so whatever your plate is, keep it simple. So if this is your plate size right here, make your protein, your T-bone steak, your biggest portion. Make your carbs a little bit smaller. And then what do we do with the rest of this plate? Vegetables, or I always consider beans and lentils and stuff like that free foods. So this could be beans, this could be oh, I can do another drawing. Does that look like broccoli?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can do broccoli. You just didn't know you're getting an art show today. So your plate, if you start with just the foundation, we didn't measure how much protein. I don't know how many ounces it is. I don't know how many ounces of anything. But if you start off with just I have more protein on my plate than I have carbs, and as long as you don't just eat the entire potato and then say, okay, now I'm going to eat the meat, you're going to eat a little bit more balanced and you're going to have more protein than carbs, okay? So my whole thing is you want to start always with your protein as your foundation. You want to always have more protein than carbs. The third one is fuel the fire. All right, so number 3 is fuel the fire. How do you fuel the fire? You were there on Tuesday. What's your energy source? How do we fuel the fire? Carbs. There you go. Okay? So whenever you're going to be active, that's where you have carbs. Active equals carbs. Sedentary equals fats. Okay? So what you want to think about when it says fueling the fire, think about this. How long do I need my fire to last? If you're having a snack at 10 and you need to last till your noon lunch, then carbs is probably going to be your option, especially if you're being active. But if you have something where, say you eat it, like teachers, they eat at 10 o'clock in the morning, they don't get out of school till 2 or 2:30, normally they have bus loop duty, so they're going from like 10 o'clock till 4. They're active, and I don't want to say sedentary, but they're not moving a ton, and they need to be able to make their meal last a while. So that's where you'd want to put in carbs and fats, and of course, because every single meal is going to have it already, protein. Okay? So if we're looking for a long duration type snack in the middle of the day, what has carbs, fat, and protein? Just about everything, but give me one. Let's go. What? Nuts. Okay, so nuts are going to get your fats. There's going to be a little bit of naturally occurring protein. What else can you put with nuts? Or what else could you do with something? Yogurt. Fruit is your what? Fruit's going to be your carbs. Okay, so fruit's going to be your carbs. So you go fruit. She said nuts with peanut butter. So fruit with peanut butter, maybe an apple with peanut butter. We're problem solving. What else? That's right, you love that, right? Do you do peanut butter and apple or almond butter and apple? Try almond butter with it, even though it's crazy expensive, but like for some reason that different nutty taste tastes really good too. So what other kind of protein can you put with that? It's a snack, remember, so it's not going to be meat. I mean, it could. Cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, it could be any of those things. So yeah, now you start thinking along the lines of like, okay, where's my protein? Am I going to be active? Yes, I need a carb. Am I not going to be active and sedentary? Then I need fat, okay? So if it was going to be the same type example that we just gave, and you're going to be sedentary, you only say you're eating at 10 o'clock and you need to make it last till 1 or 2, then you could go like nuts with your Greek yogurt and completely omit the fruit, and you'd be better off that way, okay? Because again, the fruit is going to fuel the activity. So you always want to look at it this way. Now, the other thing I always try and fruit between meals, and then veggies after. Now, here's the way I want you to think about this. Getting more drawings. So this right here is your digestive tract. That's your stomach. This is Margaret's smile. Margaret, your smile is pretty haggard right now. I'm sorry. There's a nose. She's so happy. And she's sweating from the Cajun food she's eating. There's your sweat. There you go. The jambalaya is too hot. Okay. So what you want to think about is if you eat fruit in between your meals, so say you eat fruit at 10 o'clock and you eat fruit at 2 o'clock every single day, you're going to create this little, ooh, I got another drawing too. Hold on. What is that? Come on. Strawberry. Yes. Okay, so you put your strawberry in, you have all these enzymes down here, okay? Because fruit has phytonutrients, phytochemicals. Now you put your meat in there, you put your meal, you put everything in here. So now here's this T-bone that I drew so well, here's your potato. Now, they have a chance to get eaten by all of this stuff, okay? So the way digestive enzymes work is it's about surface area. So once you eat all of your fruit and all that stuff, then you just want to make sure you chew your food enough. Chew it slowly, don't eat like you're on the run all the time like most of us do, but just chew. When you do that, your body's going to start to break down all this stuff, and the more that you've chewed it, the more it's going to break it down. And then after your meal, here comes that broccoli again. Again, I don't care about broccoli. I could tell you probably on a hand how many times I've eaten broccoli this year. So it doesn't have to be broccoli. It's just my drawing is very limited. So you put your vegetables in afterwards. What do vegetables do? Think about vegetables. They're your janitors, okay? So whatever didn't get wiped out here by these enzymes, now this broccoli comes through. It goes through small intestine, large intestine, boom, and then out your morning movement. Okay? It's fiber. Yeah. It's roughage. So think about corn. However you swallow it is how it leaves you. All vegetables are the same way. Okay? They're mostly cellulose and they're fiber and they're different things that are made to scrub as they go through. Okay? The other thing too is what happens normally after we eat dinner an hour or two later? We get those snacks, right? So if you finished up every single meal and you did a salad, or you finished up every meal and you had a little bit extra vegetables, or whatever it was, but that's going to hold off your hunger at night as well too. Okay? So you want to start thinking about your priority and orders of what you're doing on everything. Because I mean, you could take the same exact meal, you could eat a salad with a little chicken like you said, or something a little small, and then it's 7 o'clock and you're like, I'm hungry again. And then you go and have the nuts and the whatever, and then it's 9 o'clock. And then you go and have the yogurt and the cottage cheese, and then it's 10 o'clock, and you go with the Halo Top ice cream, and it's like, you just consume like 1,400 extra calories, and you don't really hear me talk about calories too much, but you just consume so much extra food because you didn't just put it all into one meal. You know what I mean? Just eat your orders right. And when you really start to focus on that, it makes a big, big difference. So again, start every meal with protein. Protein more than carbs in every single plate, no matter what you're doing. Fuel the fire, so only eat carbs before you're going to be active. If you're going to be sedentary, do fats along with that. Now, if you need energy for a long period of time, then you mix both of those. It's really simple if you start to think about that. And then fruit between meals or before meals, that's your appetizer, and your vegetables are like your after. Okay? Now, the one thing to think about is every single culture besides the United States, your salad is at the end. We just have really slow service, no offense to our wait staff here. Yeah. But it's really easy for a restaurant to bring out bread, bring out salad, bring out drinks, get everybody full, serve some shitty ass food, and not worry about it. You know, so every other culture, if anybody has an Italian family, a French family, but like you eat your fruit and your cheese, then you have your wine, then you have, you know, it's like when my family comes down and visits my mom, they're 4 hours into dinner and like they're on the whatever, they're on the bread course, yeah, and the salad's at the end, yeah. So when you start thinking about that, guys, like United States, maybe we don't have everything right with food and nutrition, but again, start thinking about your orders or the way you do things like that. Okay, so that's going to be the first couple. What do you eat for fat? So your fats, guys, are going to be, to me, I think the most important part of anybody's weight loss, because fat's what's going to be holding off your hunger. It's going to take you to that next meal, so they're like your bridges. So your fats are always going to fall into your nuts, seeds. They're going to be in your animal meats already. They're going to be in your olives and olive oil, coconut, and avocado. If you start thinking about that, those are going to be your most common sources. Now there's fats in a lot of other things too, but those are going to be your most common. So nuts, seeds, animal meats, oils, avocado, coconut oil, things like that. Okay. Now a lot of things too is like you can cook with coconut oil and you can put extra healthy fats into your meal, and same thing, it's not just a chicken breast now, you're getting a chicken breast with a little more flavor, but you're also adding that longevity of adding the healthy fats to it. Okay. Avocado oil, yeah, and actually a lot of people have been cooking with that too. So I mean, it's, again, there's so many different ways to implement healthy fats, especially later in the day. Like if you want to think about, I hate giving a time to where you cut off carbs, because really, if you're active, you can eat carbs anytime. It's when you're inactive that you can't consume carbs, you know, kind of at will. So that's where at nighttime, that's when you start introducing more fats, more oils, the nuts and seeds, protein snacks like we were talking about, either like peanut butter, the protein balls that we recommend, or going with cottage cheese, you said, or Greek yogurt. You know, those things at night are going to be your healthy snacks, and if you make them the right way, they're going to still taste like treats. Okay, I can always tell when somebody hasn't been eating clean, because things that are healthier foods without sugar, they say taste gross. But like once you've been eating clean for a while and you taste stuff without sugar, it tastes normal. You know, but it's and I'll tell you guys, I've been on like a chocolate cake like fix for like 6 months. I competed in October, I guess, end of October. And I thought I was going to follow the diet. I was like, oh, this is easy. I'm going to stay on course. And it was like maybe 2 weeks, and I was like completely off the hinges. So we just started dieting back again. And I say dieting, but eating cleaner the last 2-3 weeks. And I'll tell you, it's like an addict. Like, you know, after I'm done, I want chocolate cake every night. Like, I want some sort of dessert. I'm half French Canadian. Don't hold that against me, but I'm half French Canadian. My mom made everything, baked goods, treats, cookies, pastries, whatever, growing up. Like, that's what I'm used to, you know, and you might be used to something else, a part of your routine. It might be ice cream, you know, but you got to find certain times for those things. You know, they're not an every night thing. And what you realize is once you start taking those things away,